Hello beautiful people, and welcome back to my channel. So today, if you watched my previous video, you know that through 2020 I was being mentored by millionaires and billionaires. Rich Dad Poor Dad is still one of my mentors. Tony Robinson is one of my, I think I called him Tony Evans. I called him Tony Evans in my previous video, but it's actually Tony Robinson. And Jim Rohn. I've been a student of Jim Rohn. I mean, a persistent student of his courses and of his books and of his teaching. There's also Louise Hay. And you know, God have been so good to me to be in the presence online with these people, those who are still here and those who have transitioned into their next life. And so everything that I've learned, I am teaching it because already I have seen a dramatic change in my life, in my finances, in my marriage, in my parenting. I've seen such a dramatic change as a whole. And no matter what is going on, when you are rooted and when God starts to reveal certain things and you see the benefit of it, it is right for us to shout it out loud, just like how we shout Jesus out loud. He is the reason why our lives have changed, and he's the reason why we're still on track. And same how we shout Jesus out loud. I believe anything that we learn that is beneficial to us, to our marriage, to our relationship, to our homes, it is right to tell the world about it, especially those who are willing to listen. So today I am speaking about how to make yourself of value, and now I'm talking about economic value. So there's many ways to be valuable in this world. You can be a valuable wife, husband, spouse. You can be a valuable parent, a sibling, a brother, sister, mother. But that is not the value that I'm talking about today. And most importantly, you are valuable to the Most High God. Okay, and nothing can take that value away from you. However, today I'm talking about something that we all have to find a place when it comes to economics, finances. And the way that I got into this space of, being focused on finances and being able to, live a better life is because I was struggling financially. And through, frustration, I dived into research, into studying, into learning, into becoming a great committed student to those who have mastered this area. And through doing that, they redirected me to the Bible. And the Bible speaks so much about finances, prosperity, and wealth. And I feel like as Christians, some of us is afraid of these things because of what the Bible says about it. Now, I just want to clear something up, something that I learned. Money is not evil. Money is not evil. Money does not do evil thing. Money is a sheet of paper or a coin. Money is not evil. It is the person who is using the money, who can use the money for either good or evil. And that's why the Bible says money is the root of all evil. It is the root to it. So it's not money that is evil. It is the person who is using the money that can operate from an evil place. Now, I have an example for this because being someone who was in childcare, and my first time getting a lot of money, was getting some money, okay? And through that, we was charging a family very little. And as I got experience, as we started doing more things, my husband and I decided, maybe it is time to increase what they're paying. Um, and when I reflect about it, I sometimes believe that was out of a place of greed, okay? Because we are seeing so much coming in for the first time. Oh, let's increase it, okay? And even I'm being honest, you guys can take it however, but that taught me a lesson. That taught me a lesson because when I look back, it wasn't even a lot of money. It was a lot to me because it was the first time getting a flow of income outside of government. You understand? And so an excitement for more. And so it taught me, how money can cause someone to respond in a way that is not, you know, considered as a good way. And I look back and I believe personally, you know, by getting that money, I wanted more of it. Okay. And so money is not evil, it's the hands in who have the money that can operate from evil. Okay. And I don't consider myself as an evil person, but we all have darkness and devils to fight. Okay. And so I'm going to get into it because I feel like I'm off track. Okay. And so we're talking about how to make yourself valuable in the world of economy. Okay. So business, jobs, how to make yourself valuable. So this is what Jim Rohn has taught me and his mentor taught him, was also a multi-millionaire. He says that you get paid for what you bring to the table. You do not get paid for time. Okay, so you say, oh, I'm working £9 an hour. Really, you're not working £9 an hour. They actually value what you're bringing to the table for £9 an hour. And that's so crazy because I've always thought, okay, someone worked for this certain amount. And I remember becoming an assistant teacher, and I was getting paid £90 for the day. And I'm not gonna lie, it really upset me being someone who's in business. I have a waist trainer for £90 and my waist trainer sells, right? And so if I sell my waist trainer at a discount price, just selling 3 of my waist trainer, would pay me for what I was doing as a teaching assistant. Okay, so what he's saying, you don't get paid for your time. There's someone who's making that same amount and they're not putting in as much time as you're putting in, okay? And so he said, we get paid for our value, okay? What are you bringing to the table? What skills, what language, what training, okay? What knowledge, what wisdom, what are you bringing to the table that can take the company from where it is to somewhere better, okay? And he says to become valuable in the economic world takes time. Say, for example, someone who wants to become a doctor, they're not going to become a doctor in 1 year. Yeah. To specialize in something is going to be over 7 years, over 10 years, okay, over 15 years to specialize in something. I remember I was looking up how to become a psychiatrist. Yeah. Now, as someone who's already graduated with my degree and is also working on my master's, to become a psychiatrist, that's another, I think, 5 years, 6 years, right? And so he was saying, are you committed enough to put in the work to become valuable in the field in which you are interested in? Are you committed? Do you want it bad enough? How bad do you want to become a psychiatrist? How bad do you want to become a doctor? How bad do you want to become an engineer? How bad do you want to become a pilot? How bad do you want to become one of the best singers in the world? pianist, how bad do you want to become the best dancer in the world? He's saying value takes time, but how bad do you want it? That are you willing to put in the work to become the best at what you do in the field? So it's not good enough just doing it and being one of the top 5, top 10, but are you willing to put in the work and become one of the best? Okay. And so he say, if you are working, say, £9 an hour, is it possible for you to, become more valuable and become someone who's working for £50 an hour? Is it possible to become more valuable and become someone who's, being paid £500 an hour? And you're probably hearing that, you're like, oh my God, £500. Yes, people are being paid, millions, because of the value that they bring. There's a speaker that I was watching, and I think he charged over £1 million to speak. Guys, to speak. How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? Are you willing to put in the work? Are you willing to go the extra mile to gain the skills, to gain the understanding, to gain the techniques to become one of the best in the field, so that you are paid for value and not time? And one thing that I heard Jim Rohn said, he said that when he started buying, because he had a millionaire mentor, the millionaire mentor taught him to not ask how much does it cost. He was taught to ask, how much is it valued? How much is the value worth? And that's like, you hear things and you're like, wow, that is crazy. How much is it valued? So when you're going to buy a hair or eyelash or a lipstick or a suit, the real question is, what is the value? Like, what is the value? All right, how much is it truly worth? You know what I mean? And so here's the keys. Yeah, here's one of the keys that Jim Rohn said. Jim Rohn said that you don't have to stay where you are. Like, if you are worth, £10 an hour, like not your worth, but economically, that's what you're working for, your value can increase. Okay, and I love what he said. So here's what he said. He said it is possible to climb the ladder and become economically valuable. Okay, and he gives us how he did it. And this is, remember, Jim Rohn was broke. He was broke. He had no money. He had kids, a wife, a family, and was in debts, couldn't keep up with his bills. Matter of fact, he couldn't pay £2 for cookies. Okay, his wife had to pick up the cheapest canned food because he couldn't afford, a nice lifestyle. So this man, within 5 years after meeting the multi-millionaire, his mentor, he became a millionaire. So he knows what he's telling us, and he knows what he's teaching. And by reading his book and putting into place some of his advice, I have seen dramatic change in my finances. I've seen dramatic change in how I think, and even in my business account, I got money. So if I was you and I was getting advice from a millionaire, I will listen. And this is what Jim Rohn says, and back it up with all the other books that I've read from millionaires and billionaires. He's on track, okay? So hear what he says. He says, work harder on yourself than you do on your job. For some people, this is going to be difficult because, when you work, you're going to come home and you're going to be tired and you're going to want to rest and you want to chill. But what he says is that when you are working for a company, right, if you are not putting in the work in yourself, you're going to always be there. But if you work on yourself, your skills, your language, your vocabulary. Work on you. Are you reading daily? You know, and don't be a jack of all trades. Find an area that you want to be the best at and execute it. Read all the books, do the course, do the training, get mentored, get trained, and become the best in that area. One of the best speaker that I can speak of is called Lisa something. I can't remember her name, but Lisa. And I adore this woman because of where she come from. She's telling my story when she speak, and she's telling a lot of, single mother's story. She's telling a lot of mother's story. She's telling a lot of Black women's story. And so when she speaks, she pour out from her truth, right? And she became one of the best speakers. This is someone who was on welfare, couldn't feed her child. Her partner was imprisoned, was from the lowest, and she's sitting on the top. Why? Because she invested in her. She was, gaining the knowledge and doing the courses and getting trained so that she can be where she is today. And he said, be the one to get the job done. So what area you're working in, be the best plumber. Be the best construction worker. They want to put up the highest building in the city. Make sure you're the one they're going to call to get the work done. Jim Rohn would say they will call him to speak. And he said, one time, one big company called him and was like, we're going to pay you millions. We're going to give you millions to speak for us. And he was like, hey, isn't it funny that they will call me to do it? And then he's like, his second thought was like, nah, of course they're going to call me to do it because I am the one who will get the job done. If they call you, will you be the one to get the job done? Like, that question is like, what? Would you be the one to get the job done? I absolutely love that question. Then he says, don't try to change what's going on in the world. Don't we all try to do that? He said, try to change what's going on in you. Yeah, try to change your mindset. Try to change how you feel towards certain things. Yeah, try to change your philosophy. Like, if you I don't know where my money goes at the end of the, why? You want a business and you don't know where your money is? You're supposed to have authority over your money, and you're supposed to tell your money what to do and allocate your money. So you're supposed to know where your money at. So you need to get to a place where you know where your money's going. You know where your money's at. You know what your money's doing for you. You know what they're working at. If your money ain't working for you, you're doing something wrong. I was speaking to a young lady the other day because she saw one of my videos. She messaged me, started WhatsApping, exchange numbers. And she was like, she's working for, she's working as a house lady, and that by the end of the month, her money is gone. And it's like, nah, you say you want your business. If you want your business, then you got to make sure your money ain't gone at the end of the month. You got to make sure that you are saving at least half of that money. And if you're like me, when I started learning all these things, I was putting down at least, and I still am because I'm still not where I want to be, but I was putting down at least 80% of my money. I wasn't touching it. Okay. And so you got to get to a place where you are so serious that, okay, I don't want to be going in this cycle of not having money at the end of the month. By the end of the year, you're supposed to have saved money every month to then invest in something that is going to make money for you. And if you're not doing that, then what are you doing? Okay, I'm off the topic. That's a different video. Yeah, so he's like, make the change within, make the change within. That's what I had to do to get to a place where, I'm hopeful, not hopeful, but I'm hopeful and confident that by next year time, I'm gonna have my building. I'm hopeful and I'm confident. Yeah. By a year or two time, matter of fact, I don't even think less than a year that I will be financially, prosperous. I am so hopeful because I've learned the lesson. I've been mentored by million and billionaires, and I have the keys that have equipped me to prepare to get to a place of financial freedom. And who do not want to be at a place where they don't have to do a 9 to 5 job to, get by. Everybody needs to get to a place where they don't have to do a 9 to 5 job to get by. And if they're still working, it's because they love what they do, not because they have to do it. Right? Everybody want to get to a place where they're not worrying about bills, worrying about debts, worrying about lack. Okay? And so I had to make that change. So the question is, what change do you have to make within yourself to become better, to become valuable economically? Okay? And he said, here's how you learn. I love the first one because this is what woke me up. He said, learn from personal experience. Now, this is very important. Learn from your experience. And I want to talk about something that is outside economics, or I don't think anything in our life is really outside of economics. I think everything that we do intertwine. But I just turned 18 when I found out I was pregnant. Literally, the month that I turned 18, I found out I was pregnant. I was numb by that information. I really didn't feel anything. I was so numb, right? But anyways, by 19, I was pregnant again. Okay. And then I think by 23, 24, I was pregnant again, right? I don't know what it was about me. I think we all have an area in our life where we do not learn on the first or the second go, right? And so clearly I didn't learn, right? And so by the third go, I was like, nah. Out of all three of these relationships, because I had 3 different baby daddies, I was like, I am the common denominator. Like, I am the common denominator. This ain't them. This is me. This is something that I am doing that is causing me to have children and become a single mother and their fathers leaving. Okay, so I was like, nah, I am the common denominator. This is something with me. And so he's saying, learn from your experience. He said, look at how you are doing in life, in all areas in life. And if you're not doing well, change what you're doing. And this was the advice that his billionaire mentor taught him, that, the 6 years that you've been married and working, you've not done very well for yourself. So maybe you have to change something that you're doing, right? And so that's exactly what he did. And that is exactly what I did. I decided, yes, thank you, Lord, for the wisdom and the strength, that I wasn't going to have sex anymore unless it is my husband. Seriously, I ain't going to do it. Which I actually did. I stopped having sex. And the next man that I did have sex with was my husband. The next man that I did have a child with was my husband. And so I changed what I was doing and I got different results. And so what he's saying, if you keep doing the same thing, you keep getting bad results, the first thing that should come to our minds, which it really doesn't, is to change what you are doing. You're doing something wrong. You're doing something that is not beneficial to you. So change what you are doing so that you can get better results. And when I changed what I was doing, I got better results. I got married, I got settled, and I have a father for all my children. Okay. And so, what are you doing with your money? I was in debt. I was behind in bills. I had no savings. And now I'm clearing those debts. I'm working on my bills, and I have over £5,000 of saving in my account. I have money in my business account because I realized that I was doing something wrong and I needed to do something different. And this took me 5 years to figure out. And so hopefully you're not taking this long to figure things out. Yeah. But if you're doing something wrong, change direction in it. Now, I saw a quote. It says, you cannot make better choices with the same mindset, which is definitely true because the mindset that you have is what brought you in the problem that you're in. So what do I recommend? I recommend read books in the area that you're struggling in. I recommend do course, get mentored in the areas that you're struggling. If you have no money to spend, go on YouTube. Go on, the Institute of Google. World Knowledge Base Institute of Google. Okay, we are in a time that anything we want to learn, we go on the internet and it is there and it will teach us, okay? And he said, go in the next direction. So if you're going in this direction and that direction is not working out for you, have a complete 360 and go in the next direction, and certain you will find the way, okay? Then he said, learn from others. Now, not everybody learn from others. I've learned that personally. My mom had 11 children, several baby fathers, so not everyone will learn from others and not make the same mistakes that they're making. Okay. My younger sister, though, she learned. She saw all of us going the wrong way. She's like, hell no, I'm going that way. Okay, so some people learn from others the first time, other people don't. But today, I'm no longer a goat. I'm no longer the one who have to try it themselves before they learn. So learn from others, see what mistakes they're making in their health, what mistake they're making in their finances, what mistake they're making in their relationship and their personal choices, and don't do it. But also learn from those who are winning. Some people are mastering in the areas that you are struggling in. Learn from them. What can you learn from them? What can you pick up in their book, in their Audible, in their masterclass? What can you pick up on the internet about them? Learn. Can you hire them? Can you become close to them? Can you be mentored by them? So learn from others, okay? So these are the 3 ways that Jim Rohn says that we learn. He said we learn from observation, so seeing, we learn from hearing, and we learn from reading. So here are some books that helped him, and definitely these are books that also helped me, okay? So these are my books. He didn't mention these. So You Can Heal Your Life from Louise Hay. Blew my mind, changed my mindset. I still listen to her today. I still listen to her books. I still listen to her teaching. Her name is Louise Hay. Okay. And her book, You Can Heal Your Life. This is Jim Rohn, and definitely one of mine is Think and Grow Rich. The Richest Man in Babylon. Definitely. The Richest Man in Babylon, that's one of my A2 books. Like, I have that on replay. Okay, that's one of my audibles. Okay. And so one of the things Jim Rohn says, he says, this is what his mentor taught him. He says, have a journal and start taking notes in information, things that you heard that have sparked interest in you. Like for me, I've been doing online courses for a whole year. And because of that, I've decided to start doing my own online courses and my own ebook. This is something that I wrote in my journal from 2020. Since I started doing all these things, I think at the time, I was still learning. I wasn't in a place where I felt that I can teach these things because first I didn't implement them myself and I didn't see any results. Now I'm in a place where I've implemented them, I've seen results, and I've understood what I've learned. Okay, so becoming a good student have also put me in a place where I feel like, okay, I'm mastering this. I want to also now teach it. Okay. And so he said, write things down that have impressed you or imprinted on you, because you never know when you're going through that journal, those ideas, you know, would then spark an idea in you, spark a business in you, spark something in you that can bring you wealth. Okay. And he said, so another thing he said, work harder on you. We mentioned this before, but I'm going to give you some of the things that he said. He said, develop your skills. So what skills do you have that you can work on and develop and become better? He said, learn, go to the lessons, go to the classes, go to the courses, okay? Take new classes, take new courses, become better, okay? I've done this for a year and I'm still like I've already booked courses for January, you know, because I want to become the best in what I do. I have been doing videos since 2016, but I know that this is my year of growth because I'm no longer all over the place. I'm getting things together. I'm getting things organized. I am now finding my voice in exactly what do I want to talk about? What do I want to teach? What have sparked something in me that I want to give back? What have you learned that you have found value in, that you can refine from your own experience, from your own, you know, results, that you can make better and that you can then give it back out to others. Okay. So with me, these courses that I've done and these courses that I'm doing, I'm always looking at, okay, out of my experience, someone who's going through it, how can I make these courses better? What can I add to them? And then give back. Same how these people are teaching me. Who can I then teach what I've learned? Because you might, you know, they or anyone may not have the £2,000 to pay for a course. Obviously, being someone who's just going into this, I won't have my courses at £2,000. But these are some of the courses that I bought, and I know that there will be some people who just won't have it. And so how can I make this knowledge available to those who may not have the £2,000? You still get £2,000 value, okay? But you'll get the course at a better price. Saying that, I am working on my courses and my ebooks. So make sure you're following me on social media, mostly Instagram at Kenisha Burgering, or on YouTube. And please, if you're enjoying this video, just subscribe, like, and comment, because this will help my growth and my interaction. Okay, and don't forget to share. Okay, and so he says, refined it. So what you've learned, can you refine it? Can you make it better? And then can you teach it or pass it on? Okay. And he said, the more that you do this and the more that you commit to your self change, your self development, your personal growth, your personal value will then grow up. Okay. You will become more valuable. And as you work on you, okay, as a year passes, 2 years pass, as 10 years pass, and you're committed to working on you, you're going to see a massive growth. This is a guy who was broke behind in bills or debt that became a millionaire, lost his millions, and made it back. Okay, so he was skilled at what he did. Okay, so as you work on you, as you put in work in you, you will then see it in your future. You will see a dramatic change. And guys, like, this is something that I've been doing since 2020 January. Okay, probably before that, I would say November. Well, I would say my journey really started in October 2019. That's when I got my first mentor. but I think I went in hard in 2020. And guys, I've seen a dramatic change in my finances, in my mindset, in my marriage. I've seen a dramatic change. And guys, it's only January 2021, guys, you know? And so a year have done all this in my life. What's 2 years gonna do? What's 5 years gonna do? And so I tell you, with someone who's experiencing, the changes, to commit to yourself, commit to becoming the best you, the best version. Read valuable books that's going to, you know, develop your skills, and develop your mindset, develop your speech, develop your vocabulary. Like, do courses, be mentored to become the best version of yourself. So this is the way you serve. Like, this is the way you give back. This is your gift. When you find your gift and you refine it and you become the best at it, that is you serving, seriously. And so I'm gonna leave you guys with this video, and I hope that you were truly blessed by it. Please subscribe and share and like. If you're interested in my book, Suicide or Jesus Christ, you can get it on Amazon, and you can get either the electronic version or the hard copy. And I'm hoping to work on the Audible this year. God bless you guys.